Good morning, everyone. This is Julie, and I am coming to you this morning to talk to you about cardio versus weight training. A lot of things we hear a lot are, which is best? Should I be focusing on cardio and getting my heart rate up, or should I be thinking about doing some weight training? And the short answer to that is both. You actually should be doing both, and I'll explain why. When you do something we call cardio training, what that means is, hey Marty, good morning. And good morning, Lee. Glad to see you guys. So what that means as far as cardio training is concerned, Mississippi this morning. Marty, you were all over the place. Wow. Because weren't you way out west earlier in the week? Okay, anyway, so when we have cardio training, what we're talking about is getting your heart rate up. Anything that gets your heart rate up. And people wonder, well, if I'm moving, isn't that good enough? You definitely want to be moving. We want you to be moving. But getting your heart rate up is important also. And there are different ways that you can track your heart rate. And one of the things, you can have a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or something like that. I actually have my Fitbit on here so I can check my heart rate every now and then. But pretty much, if you're moving and excuse me guys, you're moving and you feel like you, I don't want to say can't breathe, but you feel like you're breathing harder, or you may be sweating some or something. If you are moving along and it's a little more difficult to talk, if you can talk in a normal voice just like I'm talking to you now, you probably aren't getting your heart rate up. You should have a little bit more difficult time talking if you're getting your heart rate up. Morning, Carmen. So glad to see you. I hope you guys are doing well this morning. So, what I want to talk about as far as heart rate, why is it important that you get your heart rate up? Well, it is extremely important. And I hope you guys don't get sick of hearing me talk about this, but since Alzheimer's is in my family, that's one thing that I have really studied up on and tried to learn more about. And one of the best ways that we have in our line of defense against something like Alzheimer's and heart disease is to get your heart rate up. And the reason being is when you work out and you move that body and you get your heart rate up, you're getting oxygen to your brain. I don't know about you, but getting oxygen to my brain is pretty important. I want to get oxygen moving through my body. I want it to go to my brain. I want it to go into my muscles. I want to feel better. And that is what getting your heart rate up will do. It will help you feel better. It will give you those happy endorphins. When we get that heart rate up and we're going for a while, they're called endorphins, and the brain releases those. And they release those same things that people would get, like if you take an antidepressant or something, you have to do that. And I'm not saying that that's not, some people don't need that. I realize that is a legitimate thing, and I totally understand that. But when you get your heart rate up consistently, your brain releases those happy endorphins, and it really makes you feel better. I've had several people say, I've looked in the comments throughout the past few weeks, and people say, I'm starting to feel better. I'm moving. I actually literally, my body and my brain feel better. It's a real thing, guys. It really helps. You get that heart rate up and you get moving and you get those happy endorphins going, and you just want to keep on. You want to keep doing it more and more because you want to feel like that. And getting the oxygen moving through your brain, through your body, it's good for your brain, it's good for your muscles, it's really good for your heart. You strengthen your heart when you get your heart rate up. And by strengthening your heart, then you're able to pump that blood and move things through your body that needs to happen that way. So it all works together. We have to look at our bodies as a whole. So it's not like the heart functions all by itself, or the lungs function all by themselves, or the brain functions all by itself. Our bodies work together, and all the organs and systems in our bodies work together. So we want to do all that we can to help them be efficient and to help them move. And one of the ways that you can do that is by moving your body and getting your heart rate up. Good morning, Robert. Hope you had a good birthday. It's getting that heart rate up. So that's the first thing, talking about moving and cardio and getting that heart rate up, because that's essentially what you're doing. When you hear people talking about doing cardio, they're getting their heart rate up. The second thing is weight training. So many people want to know, well, do I really need to do weight training? Is that important? What does that look like? And especially if I'm a female, I don't want like giant muscles over here, and so I mean, not that giant muscles aren't good, muscles are good, but some people don't want to look too bulky, they don't want to bulk up. And the biggest thing is about weight training, it's not about building bulk, it's about building strength. And you want to have strength. When you reach about the age of 40, and it seems to be in this challenge that most of us are somewhere around that range, either a little bit on this side of 40 or a little bit up on the other side of 40, or sometimes a little up on higher on the other side of 40. You may be 50, 60, somewhere around in there. But around age 40, our bodies start losing muscle mass. And so your muscles just start to shrink a little bit. And if you've ever noticed someone that's older, a lot of times if you see their legs, they have these little small legs, just little legs. And a lot of that's because they've lost their muscle mass in their legs. And what happens if we lose muscle mass? We lose our strength, we lose our balance, we aren't able to do and function and go. Just to walk down the street and enjoy, or walk around and enjoy seeing things, or playing with grandkids or playing with kids. If you lose your muscle mass, you can't really enjoy and do those things that you want to. So just some simple ways that you can do some strength training, in the truck or outside the truck. Your body weight is always a good place to start. Just using your body weight. Morning, Gwen. Just getting up and, you can do some, like tricep things, like to work your arms and things. I don't know, I think you guys can see back here. Just like, you can do it on the step of your truck or something like that. Just to come down and, bring your body down and work the backs of your arms, or, get yourself some small weights. I have like 3s, 5s, 7s, 10s, 15s, just get yourself some weights that you can stick in your truck. You don't need like giant things, just get some weights and do your weights. Or one of the things that I use, and I just have mine stuck here to my treadmill at home, but you can stick them, and I think I saw Craig where he said he has them hanging from his top bunk. Get resistance bands. I think this one has like 25, 15, 10s, and 5s, and you can do resistance bands. These are good for your arms, and they're good for your legs. You can use these and be able to do some strength training with arms and legs. And just simple things, and you step on it and pull up with your arms. You can hook it around your ankle and do some things with your legs, and do some strength training with your legs. The one that I purchased is, I think this was around 20 bucks on Amazon. It's just called Shred Bands, and can you guys see that? So it's pretty simple, just shred bands, and I think, like I said, I think it was around $20 on Amazon. And so and it comes with 5 different bands and a strap, and this one just seems to work well for me. So there are lots of things that you can do. One of the things that I do personally, I struggle a lot with tension and issues right here in my shoulders and the back of my neck, and it gives me tension headaches. And so a lot of times I'll take my bands, and because I know some people don't like chiropractors, I love my chiropractor. That is how I have gotten rid of my bad headaches. But just take your bands. I'm gonna get out of the slide, but just you pull back like that with your bands, and it's working getting these muscles right here and strengthening these muscles right here. Because whether you're in the truck all day driving, or if you're like me, I sit at a computer, so I'm hunched over sitting at a computer a lot of the days, working on things for St. Christopher Fund. And these muscles on my body, you just want to round over. So just doing strength training and pulling back like that, and you can use your bands as you get stronger, or work these and help strengthen those muscles back there, which will keep your head from going forward as bad, which will in turn will stop those headaches. You guys may not suffer from headaches like that, but it's really bad for me. So that has helped me a lot. So, in conclusion, this morning, it is important to do strength training and cardio and get your heart rate up. As long as you're moving, that is the most important thing. But when you get a little further along and you're able to add in some strength training, I highly recommend it, just to keep that muscle mass up so that you are able to be in it for the long haul. And like I said, you can use resistance bands, small weights, different things, whatever. If you don't have room for that kind of stuff in there, if you have some sort of food in your, I know some of you guys have some serious water bottles out there, gallon jugs and things. Those are great for strength training. So that's just something else to think about too. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great weekend. It's Friday. Don't forget to look tomorrow morning to fill out the form. It will be on there. I put it on Saturday mornings. So check out the form, fill it out so that you can move on to the next week. We're going to be talking about nutrition next week. We'll be doing things such as food labels and learning how to read food labels. I have a recipe of a good immunity drink that I try to drink to help keep my immunity up. And sorry, my dog just came in. And so we can also share that with you and show you how to make that. And so we got a lot of things planned for next week. So I look forward to seeing you and hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. For those of you that get to go home, great. Hope you have a good weekend at home. Take care.